Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To rock my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Now we rock the funny and go correct. All sets are on time and rhyme connect. Got the right to flow and to elect. Another rapper can't stand it, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show. No man does. White man had the smokes, black man had the blues. No one knew they was gonna do what Tchaikovsky had to do. Oh, let it rock. You know what I want. Over now. It came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Love across the land, every rock and band going up the song. The guitar man got famous. The business man got rich. Everybody was a superstar with a spirit. You know what I want.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud. What do you say?
It's over now. It came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Love across the land, every rock and band going up strong. And the guitar man got famous. The business man got rich. And everybody was a superstar with a spirit. You know what I want.
Riders of the storm, into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone. And
so proud that we had, and it twilight last year, those bright sparks and bright stars through the perilous fight for the right we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets tremble
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. And we are live here at Lucas Oil. Yes, Lucas Oil, I think here. I don't know. Asphalt's still not my strong suit here. But yes, Lucas Oil is the place to be here tonight. 150 laps is the distance for tonight's race, 60 lap at the stage break. And there we go. Your top three in points: Peyton Hubbard, Bobby Hall Jr., and Jonah Colbert, who is on a two-win. Oh, no, sorry, I wasn't here last week, so I don't know who won last week. I hope somebody can fill me in on that one.
That is
But
correct. He is on a 2-win streak right now.
thank you. This is why we keep him, because he's better than me. But yes, Mikey Neal joins me yet again. BG Duval is our producer. He might pop in. So who knows with BG Duval? But Mikey, this is why we pay you the big bucks.
Yeah, so much. But Jonah Colbert has 4 wins already on the season. He's won the last 2 races, has a lot of momentum. And we're going back to a good old short track up here in Indianapolis. So really excited for this one. We see Bobby Hall out there qualifying right now. Peyton Hubbard right now out front. Jonah Colbert and Morton are right behind him. And Kostritza, very close times from all 4 of the drivers.
Actually, I was here last week. See, this is what happens when everything piles up. I was here last week because it was North Wilkesboro.
That is correct.
But now it is time. I don't know. I've never seen Lucas Oil, so this is going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, this track is actually really awesome. A lot of the drivers you're going to see, you want to kind of run up right up against the wall in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we'll watch Taylor Peacock, and you already see his truck in the middle of the track right now. You can gain speed on the bottom, you can gain speed on the top. I feel like in the truck series, though, a lot of these drivers are going to be kind of up against the wall, almost arcing it through the corner. And, one little mistake can cause a big checkup, and that'll allow everyone to kind of go through and pass. So that's what we'll be looking for tonight. That's how everyone's going to be able to pass each other.
And tonight is so much fun. Look, short track racing after Daytona yesterday, I don't know if this is going to be a big switch in momentum really quick. After Daytona last, while we have some time, Mikey, did you watch the race at all yesterday? Uh-oh. I think I lost my partner in crime here.
Nope, there we go.
There he is.
All right, what was the question again? Sorry.
Did you by chance watch any of Daytona last night?
Oh, I absolutely did watch Daytona last night. Not only that, my pick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., went all the way and won the Daytona 500. He was my pick. I actually won $50, and I sent Jason a picture of it. I was texting my friends, and I said at 3:06 p.m., I said, all I have to say is Ricky Stenhouse is winning the 500 today. We'll come back to this later. And sure enough, he goes out there and does it. So Ricky won me a good old $50, and I'm not complaining.
It's always a good night. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me. Transitioning from the Super Bowl of auto racing, pretty much for asphalt and Daytona 500, to now a very quick transition to a short track at Lucas Oil. It's like it's throwing you a curveball because, well, it threw me a curveball. I think it threw the producer a curveball too. I thought we were at Charlotte tonight, so I was expecting Charlotte.
Far from it.
And we're at short track.
Yeah, but it's really cool though. At least giving these truck series drivers a little bit more competition. Where Charlotte, on the throttle a lot throughout the corners. This track I feel like is just really fun if you know how to run it right. And we see Peyton Hubbard's going to end up on the pole by 1/100th of a second over Jonah Colbert. And we're going to grid up here, but overall. A lot of these drivers have probably done official races this week, so they've raced Daytona a lot, and then coming to a short track, it's going to be very different.
Yes, it will. Peyton Hubbard, Jonah Colbert, and Barrett Morton. Sean Kostritza, Bobby Hall, your top 5. What? Should I act surprised?
Should I act surprised anymore at the top 5? I mean, it's the normal suspects. I feel every week I'm here, it's the normal suspects up front. But here we go. It's time for your starting grid. And starting on the pole, the 99 for Next Level Racing, that is Peyton Hubbard. To the outside, the 31 machine for JC Motorsports, it's Jonah Colbert.
On the row, right behind them, separated by one 1/1000th of a second, was Barrett Morton and Sean Kostritza.
Row number 3 on the inside, Flex Motorsports 94, Bobby Hall Jr. To the outside, the 81, that's Taylor Peacock.
And right behind them in row 4, it's going to be Alex Healy in his Flex YNH Motorsports truck tonight. And to his outside for Ron Morris Racing is Ron Morris Jr. in the 76 machine.
Ed Osborne in the 42, he's going to start in that 9th spot. Starting to the outside, Elevated Esports, the 4, that's Alan Duranco.
And right behind them in row 6, it's going to be Dustin Reinsettle, who's going to be driving that 20 truck tonight. And to his outside, we got Mr. Daniel Worthington in his 113 machine.
Starting in the 13th spot, it's Ronnie Shirk for the Team Reaper in that 51. Starting 14th, the 77 Cornerstone Motorsports, it is Tyler Evans.
Starting right behind them, I've been waiting to say this. I've not gotten to say it yet. We got Iceman Jeremy Vaughn. He'll be starting in 15th. And to his outside, we have David Brackett in his 38 truck.
Starting in the 17th spot, the 45, that's Charlie Mace. Starting 18th, the 13 of Brian Terry.
19th is not me, but starting 20th is James Silvers in his 33 truck.
So going to be starting in the 19th spot will be the 17 of Cody Anderson. But then starting 23rd, it's Gary Chesorski. I said that right?
Yes.
You would think this is my first time here. Starting 22nd, it's Travis Twitty with High Side Hustlers.
And starting right behind them is going to be Cody Anderson. And we already did that one. Sean Kaiser was in 24th. We did not mention him, but he's starting 24th. And then 25th is going to be Cody Verrill. And 26th is going to be Drew Pohl.
Jason Collins.
Nope, just West
Nope.
Virginia.
Yeah. So Fernando Takahashi going to start 27th. Wes Wiggins starts 28th. And Michael Cole will start in that 29th spot. George Gibbs starts in the 30th spot. 30 cars. So minus 2, that's 29 cars. Right?
Yes.
I did math, right? Yes. If you followed Ultimate Dirt TV last night, you would have learned that I can't do math properly.
We got 150 laps here tonight, and to get clarification, the stage break, I believe, is going to be on lap 60. I think it's lap 60 tonight. There we go. See right here, again, a short track. Both corners look very similar. It's going to be 75 degrees out there, which means the track is going to be pretty warm. Track temp itself is 77, so a lot of grip on that outside. And the track length, again, only about, what is that, probably about 2/3 of a mile. So we're rolling off. Pace car's off. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here, boys.
150 laps here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Green flag is out. We are underway 150 laps of distance, and out in front, Colbert and Hubbard, they're going to go side by side here, and that 31 machine is going to be the man to watch throughout the night here, especially after last week.
And Jonah Colbert's going to go out and take an early lead, looking to make it 3 in a row. And he had that outside. That outside's definitely going to be the preferred lane. As we look at a lot of the trucks right now, a lot of them are kind of up high, and the inside's not working. We got one truck going through the infield on the front straightaway, able to save it. I believe that was the 94. Bobby Hall makes a great save off the corner on lap 1. But we got a few battles going throughout the field. I see the 51 and Ronnie Shirk. And I believe Ed Osborne are side by side right now. Daniel Worthington back there. And right here we have Taylor Peacock. Looks almost getting past there on the inside as we're going back there to the 77 machine, making a move there on Ed Osborne.
You see battles here, 2 by 2. And this is, we talked about the change. We talked about this racetrack. It's going to be fun here, side by side battles throughout the past few weeks. You had Kansas, North Wilkesboro, now Lucas Oil, and it seems like these guys have gotten into a rhythm a lot sooner in this race, though, compared to the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I kind of went back to it, this is compared to a lot of other short tracks, this track tends to have a lot less cautions because there's mainly one lane that everyone runs, And the only way to pass is to wait for the person in front of you to make a mistake. So you're going to see the drivers, when they're a little bit quicker, they're going to sit there and size them up. They're going to wait for the car in front of them to drift just a little bit too high up, and then you've got to pull your truck down to the bottom of the track and get side by side and hope to clear them into the next corner. And that's really the main way to pass here. Either that or you got to wait for them to get loose or tight up into the wall and make a move that way. So right now, a lot of these drivers are just going to stay single file, run their line, and they're going to save some tires.
It is interesting. I love it. BJ Duval, mark that down. I'm not the first one to say tires tonight. After the past two broadcasts, I talk about tires a lot. Tires.
Tires are definitely very important. So,
yeah, BJ Duval never let me live that down the first two nights when I just continued to talk about tires. But it came into play, I swear. It comes into play a lot in asphalt racing, and we might see it here again tonight. But Jonah Colbert and Peyton Hubbard, that battle still for the race lead there. As then you have Sean Kostritza in the third spot, Morton Peacock. That's your top five. And right there is that up front, and it's Colbert, Hubbard. And you have Sean Kostritza a little further back, so the front pack is starting to separate just a bit.
yeah, and this is where you've got to be very patient in the race. Really early in the race, you can't make any moves that will jeopardize the rest of your race. So that's why we see a lot of single file right now. Everyone is kind of content where they're at. And like I said, you just have to wait for the person in front of you to make a mistake. And it's really weird to save tires here because a lot of the drivers look like they're running the same line. But I think really the main thing is that you got to lift off a little bit earlier than you think, let the car coast into the corner, and then you've got to get it some way down the track without using too much wheel. So usually the way to do that is use a little bit more throttle than you think you would, and it actually helps turn the truck. And we kind of see right here, Taylor Peacock, Alex Healy, and I believe that's Ron Morris Jr. are kind of all together. And Alex Healy making a move underneath Ron Morris Jr. there in turn two. I'm not going to be able to pull off the pass, but Alan Duranco just right behind them, looking right behind him to make a move if Alex Healy messes up. It looks like they're going to single file back out. And again, these guys are going to be all checked up. And when you get stuck behind one driver, there's not really much, there's nowhere you can go. Because if Alex Healy makes one bad move here, that's 3-4 positions all the way back to Tyler Evans in the 77 that can pass him.
And there you see that 51 to 94. That is Bobby Hall Jr. Hall dropping back. As again, it's always fun watching the ticker and seeing guys moving up. Gary Jazorski up 8 spots. Wes Wiggin up 8 spots. But again, that's only in 15th and 20th there. So keep an eye because always the quiet movers. And we're only 12 laps into this race here. And they're moving through this pack pretty seamlessly for starting further in the back.
Yeah, and I actually watched the 44 of Gary Jeziorsky on the start, who's in 15th. He actually made most of his positions up off of the restart itself. So I think restarts are going to be very crucial here, especially you want to get to that outside. If you're starting on the inside, you've got to find your way up clear to that outside lane. If not, you're going to be toast on the bottom of the track on fresh tires.
Yeah, and the battles continue out here as actually no, it's not as battling as I thought here, as it's more single file. Yes, BJ, sorry, I'm so used to dirt racing where it's side by side, constantly side jumps. But this, it's more of a strategy. Let's be honest here. Somebody's in the wall. BJ, who is that? That's the 44 there.
Jeziorsky gets up into the wall, and this allows James Silvers to his outside. They are door on door going down the front straightaway, and Jeziorsky's going to be very smart right there, and he's going to let the 33 by and make his way to that outside line. As you can see, that right side is pretty damaged on the 44. He's up into the wall again hard. The 38 of David Brackett now to his inside, making a move there on Gary Jeziorsky, and going back up front here to Peyton Hubbard, who is very safe and sound in second place, has no one really in front of him other than Jonah Colbert, who has a 2.5 lead now, and then Sean Kostritz is almost another 2.5 seconds back of Peyton Hubbard.
I was about to fight the producer there. He showed me static kits, and I got very excited very quickly.
There is a battle for the 6th place position, though, as we have it on screen now. Alex Healy has been all over Ron Morris Jr., and you can see, who's kind of worn off their stuff more. And I believe that'd be Ron Morris Jr. because he has a stack of cars right behind him. So we're going to see if Alex Healy can get a run off the corner and make a move, and it won't be this corner. Ron Morris Jr., though, even maybe using up his tires a little bit early, he's doing a great job keeping up that track position.
And the real question I got to ask someone here who's, ran asphalt a lot more than what I have. What's your plan here with stage racing? Do we wait until close to that stage break and then push the tires? Or do you do, what some of these other guys are doing, pushing the tires? James Silver's up 6 spots there in the 14th. Do you push it a little bit more to get in a comfortable position within that top 15, top 10?
At this point in the race, off the restarts, the first 3-4 laps, you have to get as many positions as you can as possible to set yourself into a coasting mode, especially at this track where it's very hard to pass. So these guys who are in the top 5, top 10, they've set up themselves pretty well at this point. And once you get to that, you just want to run your line, run consistent. Don't worry about the drivers behind you. Try to keep the right rear and the right front. Very cool. And at this track, with these cars, it looks like they are a little bit tight. We've seen a few cars go into the wall, which means that there's a lot of understeer off the corner. So these guys are having a hard time keeping it off the wall. And as we're on board right now with Ron Morris Jr., he does have right front damage, which shows that he's been into the wall tonight, which kind of shows how tight these cars are. So at this point, you want to save that right front. You might want to lift a little bit earlier than you really want to, because you can drive it in a lot harder than you think in this track. But if the harder you drive it in, the more stress you're going to put on that right front, the more heat that it's going to gain over time. As Alex Healy making a move here on the inside of Ron Morris Jr. But basically, that's how you're going to save that right front, is by lifting a little bit earlier, keeping that tire cool, and then not overdriving. And Ron Morris Jr. is going to have to lift there, getting tight, and Alan DeRonco is going to get into the back of him, and he's going to make a move inside of Ron Morris Jr. as Alex Healy clears himself into the 6th position. As you see, Alan DeRonco not going to be able to follow Alex Healy, though. And really quickly going back to that, though, once your tires, once you get about 15, 20 laps in, you could really tell the difference between who's been saving the most. And Jonah Colbert, who's out front, Peyton Hubbard, who doesn't have anyone near him, these guys get to save the tires the best because they have no one to worry about. They're just, running their own race. So at that point, these guys are all set till the stage, because once you get out far enough, the first 5-10 laps, then it's smooth sailing, save that right front, and that's what these guys are doing perfectly.
And you see here, a lot of the guys now, like you said, smooth sailing, they're pretty much relaxed here, not trying to do too much, as leaders are already in lap traffic. Where'd my timing is?
Yeah, Brian Terry and Travis Twitty are side by side, and Peyton Hubbard is reeling in that fishing pole now as he is all over Jonah Colbert. And we have battles now all over through the track as I was talking about, tires are starting to even out for those who have been saving. They're able to start to push forward as Alan DeRonco is still working on Ron Morris. Now we got Peyton Hubbard maybe trying to make a move here on Jonah Colbert for the lead as Travis Twitty and Brian Terry battle side by side. And a lot of viewers may be wondering, why are they battling side by side? Get out of the way. At this point, it's for the lucky dog if they get lapped, especially when the leader's right behind them. So this is a very important battle for Brian Terry and Travis Twitty right now. And I can tell you that Jonah Colbert is wanting them to move out of the way as fast as possible.
And you see here, this battle, not only for the lucky dog, but the battle for the race lead looks to heat up here, because that 99 machine of Hubbard closing in. But you see there, he's not getting too close. I think it's more of a cautious thing here. If there is contact, you don't want to be anywhere near that situation.
Yeah, and I think more of it, Jonah Colbert just doesn't know what to do, because the second Travis Twitty gets out in front, he gets Brian Terry catches right back up, and the second Brian Terry gets in front of him, Travis Twitty gets right back underneath him. As you see, Jonah Colbert now to the outside of Travis Twitty. He's going to take that outside line away. Travis Twitty, though, is an aggressive driver. He will not give up that position easily. As you see, he has given it his all to stay on the lead lap, and he's given it his all to stay under Brian Terry as well, who is also, under attack from these drivers. And Peyton Hubbard just nowhere to go when you have 3 drivers who are side by side in front of you. And Jonah Colbert still stuck on the outside of Travis Twitty. He can't drive it in as far as he wants to because Brian Terry's right there, and he can't go underneath Brian because Travis is there. So this is awesome racing, man. But this is complete short track racing, and this is where the best of the best come out.
And you see the battle side by side there. That 31 machine of Colbert, though, still trying to keep room between him and that 99 of Peyton Hubbard. Sean Kastritz says now he's starting to close in. The gap still over 2 seconds. But there you see the 46 of Kostritza and Barrett Morton there. As that, you see them, they're closing in on the race leaders here. So if these race leaders don't get by lap traffic sooner than later, we might have a 4-car battle for the race lead.
Yeah, and it looks like Peyton Hubbard and Jonah Colbert were both underneath Brian Terry there. If we can go back up to the leaders, as you see, Jonah Colbert finally got around Brian Terry. Peyton Hubbard's going to follow him through. So now they just have to get around Travis Twitty. But Travis, again, has 30 laps to hold these guys off, so we'll see if he's able to do so. And really quickly, Sean Kostritza and Barrett Morton, while those guys were stuck behind these two battling, they were able to gain about 4 or 5 or half a second every single lap. So they went from being almost 5 seconds down to 2.5 seconds. So that's really big for those guys. But speaking of right behind them, as Alex Healy was able to get around Bobby Hall Jr., so was Ron Morris Jr., that is. So was Alan Duranko, Bobby Hall Jr., and Ronnie Shirk, as we got a caution out on the track.
There we go. I forgot to press unmute there. So first caution of the night out here.
I believe that was with Jonah Colbert and Travis Twitty, our leader.
So there's the 29 of Twitty.
Yeah, so
Yep.
let's see. Jonah Colbert's going to get off the corner right here. Definitely frustrated. Let's see if he just drives it. Yeah, just drives it right into Travis Twitty's left rear and just going to turn him all the way around. And I can tell you, this is not going to be good for that 31 car, because if he gets charged with the caution here, that's going to be an EOL, which would put him from first to last. So we'll see what's going to happen here. As it looks like Peyton Hubbard's going to stay out. Jonah Colbert is going into the pits, so I think he knows his penalty's coming. We'll see Barrett Morton down the pits, Taylor Peacock, and then a lot of guys coming in, a lot of guys staying out. And we got to see the replay one more time. I think the race replay kind of shows enough. Don't want to say any more on it. Racing incident. But at this point, both the guys just have to move on and continue with their race.
You know what people don't understand? I've been doing this for 3 straight Monday nights, and yet people decide to call me. So you know what? Like I said 2 weeks ago, my answer on the phone is Ultimate Dirt TV Asphalt Line. How may I help you? Maybe the hint will finally kick up. Do not call me on a Monday night at 9 o'clock if you know what I'm doing.
Maybe they don't know.
Maybe they should tune in and watch some great truck racing on a Monday night.
That is true.
You know what? You can do it on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page, on the Ultimate Dirt TV, let's see, what else? Ultimate Dirt TV YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure the Bluegrass YouTube channel as well, I want to say.
Yes.
So if you don't have YouTube and you don't have Facebook, there's no excuse. Or on Twitch too. So you have 3 different providers that you can watch all this great racing here this Monday night and listen to Mikey Neal's lovely voice and me, who some call me a Mr. Asshole. I still don't know why. I'm just here. Mikey knows more than I do, and that's why I'm so grateful Mikey's here.
We gotta have some fun. And the truck series this season has been just amazing to watch. These guys have given it their all. A lot of drivers who all have a ton of skill. And, you never really see the same person up here every single week. I know Jonah Colbert has won the last few races, but it's not been without a lot of conflict behind him. A lot of drivers are really racing hard. And we see Peyton Hubbard now, Sean Kostritza, Alex Healy, Alan Duranko, names that we see before. But, these guys are going to be up here battling for the lead here soon. I can tell you that. And, once you get a little bit of momentum on your side, that's all you need to have a good rest of your season. And, there's a few drivers that take a lot from this. And I think one of the guys at most has to be Alex Healy right now up in that 3rd position. He is up 4 positions right now. He will have to start on the inside, but we'll see if he can make his way back to that outside, because he's done a phenomenal job. And Alan Duranko to his outside, up 6 positions from where he started tonight. A few of these drivers are gaining a lot of positions.
Yeah, and it's going to get fun. Because we got about 20 laps here, or a little bit over 20 laps before stage break, and looks like a few drivers hit pit road. And what, tires? It looks like tires were the biggest thing that guys got there, unless they got fuel, which I don't know what the fuel window is for this racetrack.
Yeah, it's definitely more than like 60. I'd probably put it around like 50, 60 laps, somewhere around that area. Especially because it's only 2/3 of a mile, so it has to be a decent ways. But I think a lot of the guys who went in just wanted to go in, take some tires. But I think track position right now matters a ton. So a lot of the guys who are out front right now all stayed out, and I believe the first car on new tires is like all the way back in 10th, which would be Barrett Morton. So, he has 34, 35 lap pressure tires in these guys. So we'll see how that affects his truck, and we'll see him make his way through the field, or if he can make his way through the field.
Yeah, and remember, Barrett Morton was one of those guys who got bit not once, but a few times over the past few weeks on pit strategy. So maybe he's thinking, let's try and bite the bullet here tonight, get some fresh tires here, and especially with about 20 laps left, if those new tires kick in, Barrett Morton might be one to keep an eye on for stage points and some big ones as he moves up into the A spot here, closing in on Bobby Hall Jr.
Yeah, and he's side by side right now with Wes Wiggin going into turn one, going to be able to clear him into the corners. Now he's P8 looking at Bobby Hall right now, going to try to make a move on him to the inside. Going into turn three, not going to be able to do it. Bobby Hall actually goes low to make a move on Ron Morris, and now they're 3 wide off of turn three. And, we got contact! Bobby Hall, what a save! He was sideways off the floor after making contact with the Knight of Barrett Morton, able to save that truck and keep it going. And what a move by him. He did not, and he's loose again, but he saves it. I don't know if he saw that they were 3 wide, and that's just doesn't really work out well being 3 wide at such a tight track. So that's kind of what happens. But we're going back up front here. You see Jonah Colbert, who did not get an EOL for that last wreck. It was deemed a racing incident, so he is fine. He did not get an EOL, had to just start in the middle of the field because he pitted. And, him and Barrett Morton are making their way back up as they're up to 6th and 7th, respectively. And James Silvers has done a great job up 15 positions right in front of Barrett Morton, as you see him right there.
Battles continue. Barrett Morton, though, and like you said, out of all of the asphalt tracks, I don't think this is one of those tracks you want to go 3 wide. As you see Barrett Morton, he said, we're going for points here. We're going to go for more positions as he goes after that 33 machine of James Silvers here. Remember, Silvers up 14 spots, so now it's intriguing to watch to see if Silvers burned up those tires or if those tires are still in good shapes.
Yeah, and I think his tires, Morton's tires are not bad. They're definitely a lot better than Silver's. As you can see, he's able to get underneath them. But the track is just so flat that it's so hard to turn underneath someone and keep momentum without hitting the brake or sliding up into him. You see Barrett Morton, really making that inside work underneath Alan Duranco now. They're side by side, very tight entering. As you see, he's going to try to get as high up the track he can without hitting the 4 truck. And he's going to get stuck by Alex Healy here. And he's going to move his way up into 4th if he can get beside the 4. Nowhere to go. And once you get too low on this track, you actually start to get loose because it's so bumpy down there. So you got to be careful of that as well. So no matter how you run this track, there's something that you got to watch out for. As you see, Barrett Morton finally clears himself into that P4 position, but now on the outside of Alex Healy, into the wall goes Barrett Morton.
Morton now trying to regroup here as he tries to get by Alex Healy there. So now side by side, and look at the battle behind there. As well there, it's Colbert, Duranco, Silvers. Those 3 cars battling it out as we close in on 10 laps before the stage.
Yeah, this track, it's really going to be about getting position and getting track position throughout the night. So Barrett Morton and Jonah Colbert show that, 30-lap pressure tires are definitely better, but it took them almost 10 laps to get through up to 3rd. And right now, if you look at Peyton Hubbard, who's out by, I don't even know, he has a fairly big lead, probably almost by 3 seconds over Jonah Colbert. It's not easy to get to the front and get through these cars. So Barrett Morton's going to clear himself into 2nd, who's now has an interval of 2.7 seconds. So he's going to have to make up that time with 10 to go in the stage this time by. So we'll see if he can get up to Peyton Hubbard with 30-lap pressure tires.
Peyton Hubbard out in front there in that 31 machine of Jonah Colbert. He is looking to collect some more stage points, but there you see it. Hubbard, Morton, Colbert, your top three, but those guys are 2 and 3 seconds behind your race leader of Peyton Hubbard, and Peyton Hubbard has looked very good tonight, to say the least. You remember how good Jonah Colbert's looked over those past 2 weeks? Yeah, Peyton Hubbard looks that good tonight.
Yeah, last time by, Barrett Morton was only a few tenths quicker than Peyton Hubbard. So, I mean, he's not really making up as much time as he needs to. But Jonah Colbert is definitely a lot faster than Barrett Morton right now. I don't know if that contact with the wall really hurt that 9 machine, but he's not going as fast as I think he would be, or as he wants to, because Jonah Colbert, he's in the wall again, and that's definitely gonna hurt down the road. And this track, even though it's not aerodynamically efficient. I mean, no matter what you do, it's never aerodynamically efficient to hit the wall. But aerodynamics don't, at least at this track, you wouldn't think play a role. But every single time you hit the wall, it also is just going to make the car tighter in general. And right now, these drivers are facing a pretty tight truck. It just wants to go up to the wall every single time. You have to wait to get on the throttle. You have to be patient. So not able to really do much now is going to be Barrett Morton. As he's hit the wall a few times, he's just going to have to find a rhythm, calm down, and get this thing to the end of the stage where he might be able to get some of that damage fixed if he goes in. And right now we're going to go back here. Alex Healy and James Silvers battling for that 4th position. Alex Healy's going to be on the outside of that 33, but James Silvers is going to clear him off of turn 2. And let's see. Alex Healy's going to fall back to 5th now. So we're coming to 5 to go this time by. And we're going to see Jonah Colbert making his way up front now as he's going to try to run down Peyton Hubbard for the lead. And we're going to look back here. Sean Kastritza is going to try to make a move here on Alan Duranco. This is for the 6th position, as you see Wes Wiggin and Taylor Peacock right behind him, as these guys are all jumbled up, and Taylor Peacock almost up into Wes Wiggin there, as Sean Kastritza and Alan Duranco are still side by side, as neither one of them wants to give an inch right now. And let's see, can he get it into this corner? Kastritza still not able to get a run on the straightaway. As you see, that 4 truck is definitely a lot better through the center of the corners, as it rotates so well in the middle of the track compared to the 46 on the top of the track. So as Peyton Hubbard comes by this time, pit road will close, which indicates 2 to go. Jonah Colbert 1.2 seconds behind the leader. Will he have enough time, as now he's made it down to 1 second. Definitely a lot quicker. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch Peyton Hubbard. 2 to go this time by. Let's see, Jonah Colbert's making up a lot of time right now. And Peyton Hubbard just wants to get to the end of this stage as the 31, man, he is driving it in so hard, but it works so well for him, especially with those fresher tires, as white flag is out here at Lucas Oil for the stage, that is. And we'll see if the 31 can get up to the 99. He's going to get a big run here off the corner, but he's almost 3 car lengths back. You'd have to make a huge move, as Peyton Hubbard's going to make sure that he gets that inside. And off of turn 4 for the stage. Jonah Colbert is there, but it's going to be Peyton Hubbard who's going to pick up the stage win here at IRP. And Peyton Hubbard, staying out on those older tires, is going to be able to come out and get 10 points and a playoff point at that. And so looking right here, Peyton Hubbard's going to be first in the stage. Jonah Colbert's going to be second. Barrett Morton's going to be third. James Silver's fourth. Alex Healy fifth. Alan Duranco's going to be sixth. Taylor Peacock in seventh. Wes Wiggins going to be eighth. Sean Kastritz in ninth. And then Cody Anderson rounds out your top 10 in that stage. So pit strategies are definitely going to be very interesting now, as we will see if those guys who pitted on lap 44 stay out or if they will go in and take tires. I reckon they go in and take tires just because, 30 laps, we've seen what 30 laps different tires does. We see Jonah Colbert go in with the 99 of Peyton Hubbard. So now it's all about who can get off of pit road the quickest. And Jonah Colbert has that second spot. I think Peyton Hubbard has the third spot. I don't remember exactly who started on the pole tonight. I don't remember exactly who it was, but at that, we will see which pit stall will work the best. It was Peyton Hubbard who has the pole. As you see there, back-to-back Right sides and left sides, we'll see who gets out first as the entire field is coming in to take tires and fuel. And look at that, Jonah Colbert out first as Peyton Hubbard. A little bit of a slower pit stop. Yeah. So looking at that pit stop right there, Jonah Colbert, 10.1 seconds, which indicates that he took 2 tires. And you got to remember that these drivers do have a tire limit, so they do not have the the amount of tires throughout the race. So just keep taking tires over and over again every single caution. So since Jonah Colbert took tires the last caution, this caution he decided to take 2 tires only and fill up on gas. There were a few other drivers who did it. I think Travis Twitty we see in the field, it looks like he took 2 tires. Amanda Takahashi maybe just a splash of fuel. But either way, Jonah Colbert's going to get out in first. But a lot of the other drivers behind him, it looks like, took 4 tires. So we'll see how these 2 tires pay off, because you know how important track position is.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun. I
Very fun.
yeah, we're back. So everything went black for a second.
And a few shout outs here. James Silver's up 17 positions into that 3rd place position right now. He's done a great job tonight. And, making your way up through the field at a hard, passing track. Like, this track is it's so hard to pass. You gotta be so patient, and it's almost like a waiting game. You gotta wait for people to make mistakes in front of you. That's how you get through the field here. James Silver's right now one of the biggest movers tonight. He's done a fantastic job in his way up to 3rd. And then we have Wes Wiggin right now in 7th place. He's up 21 positions tonight. Cody Anderson in 9th, up 12 positions. And as of right now, I believe everyone is still on the track. Michael Cole, George Gibbs, and Charlie Mace are the only cars a lap down, or at least 1 lap down as of right now. And it looks like maybe Brian Terry and Gary Jeziorski are both on, or they're out now on the track, so it looks like they will stay on the lead lap. And the pace car's lights are off this time, which means that we're going to be going green this next time by.
Back to the fun, back to the action. Colbert, Hubbard, really get to pin those 2 up front all night long here, and it's BG Duval has made my day. I am pumped as lights are out. Pace car is off here. Looks like, guys, we're trying to catch the field here, so let's see. Hopefully they do here. And green flag, it's start zone. There's the start zone, and Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crank it up with the Ultimate Dirt TV Crank It Cam. For the course, par for the course, ladies and gentlemen, as we tried to crank it cam. And Mikey, I told you last week that we got lucky. We got away with it last week with the crank it cam. I did not feel like we were doing 2 weeks in a row, and there it is. So we bring the crank it cam out. I say it, and caution flag comes out.
I believe it was Michael Cole. I think there's actually a lot of cars around. So it was right there. I saw Gary Jeziorski was around. There were actually a lot of cars that I think went around. So right here, at least, we see the 20 and the 44 both getting loose going into the corner. Gary Jeziorski, and then I believe that is looks like the 20 machine. It's Dustin Reinstedel. They both just get loose entering the corner. And then somewhere out of that, the 67 comes off the corner and was also sideways. So there were a few cars that just got really loose there. One thing that I could think of is that with fresher tires, you just want to drive into the corner harder. And depending on, how low your brake bias is, if you have the front, loaded more, sometimes the rear end will just step out on you once you enter the corner. So maybe that's what caused the cars to get loose. Maybe it was just trying to turn and brake at the same time. Sometimes that causes a lot of oversteer on entry. Oversteer like on the entry of corners to go into center is definitely kind of a weird thing, but usually has something to do with brakes.
It's happened that oh. As we're back after I think our producer pushed the wrong buttons. Oh. Mikey, Mikey, please say something because I don't know what to say after this.
Well, at least at this point, Jason said that the caution is going to be out for the 20 and the 44. They originally brought out the caution, so they were originally charged with the caution there, and they will go to the back. But again, Jonah Colbert still in the lead with those two tires.
I'm sorry, the producer got me in a loss of words right now, and it's kind of bothering me. Oh, are we going back to the green flag? Well, that's something good to see here. So we're going to go back to the green flag. Pace car is off. Geico, not Geico. Geico restart zone. And we are back to the green flag there. And there is Jonah Colbert doing what Jonah Colbert does best, and that's get that restart time best. That 33 machine of James Silvers there. He looked to the inside of the 99 there of Peyton Hubbard, though, as Hubbard not the best restart there for the 99.
Yeah, and he will have to give up that third position, though. James Silvers will, as Hubbard's going to fall back into second. So now this is where we really get to see if Jonah Colbert, taking two tires is the move. Right now, so far, it looks like it is the move. He's staying out there in first pretty easily. But we'll see if Hubbard can, with a little bit fresher left sides, if that makes a difference. But I think the track position, which Jonah Colbert went for, is the right move. I think you got to get as many positions as you can, especially getting that lead. And as we've seen, that passing is hard, and caution is out again here at IRP as we got one turnaround in turn 4. We'll get the replay up here. Looks like we're up here with I think that's Ron Morris Jr. in the 76. Oh, right there, just going to get loose. Everyone does a great job avoiding him, though. And that right there is just, like I said earlier, is that bottom surface of the track is just so bumpy and it's even. But right here, you're going to see him get on that seam right there. And if you're on the left side of that seam, you're going to get a lot of oversteer. His left sides were right on it, or maybe just a little bit underneath it. So that's what causes that truck to spin out. So starting tonight, though, we had only 2 cautions in the first 60 laps, and now we've had 2 cautions in the last 16 laps. So I don't know if cautions breed cautions, but a few cautions here, mainly just spinning. We'll see. We haven't really had any contact cautions, knock on wood. But let's see if any of these guys get really aggressive here. And again, this is going to be another restart for these guys up front. And it's going to be the same starting position: Jonah Colbert, Peyton Hubbard in second. James Silver's going to be in third, and Alex Healy's going to be in fourth. And then Taylor Peacock's going to be in fifth, Alan Duranko in sixth, Wes Wiggin in seventh, Sean Kastritz in eighth, Tyler Evans in ninth, and Cody Anderson rounding out the top 10 right now. So, these drivers are at least going to have a few cautions to think about, what they could do different, what move is going to, get them further up. And, if you're on the outside, if you get a good start, that is exactly what you need to gain positions. And I brought it up earlier in the race is that you have to gain as many positions as you can on the restarts. Take advantage of those restarts, especially if you're on the outside. The only problem is that if the leader starts on the inside, second and fourth can't really judge where he's going to go. So usually, it doesn't really help. But we've seen James Silvers get really good starts right behind the 31 machine of Jonah Colbert. So, if James Silvers gets a good enough start, he might be able to clear his way in the second.
So it's all going to patiently find out.
Exactly.
I've come to the conclusion here after 3 weeks now that if you jump the gun, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning some stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of these shorter tracks, really the main thing to worry about is yourself. Like, you control your own race, so you've got to be able to, manage that throughout the race. If you wreck yourself, it doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah. I still cannot with the timing and scoring of me accidentally joining the race and Mikey Neal being in last. Makes me feel sad. Rookie mistake. Oh, now I'm in front of Jason. Hey.
But so you're in front of Jason, so you're not last.
Oh, and actually, really quickly, Jonah Colbert's taking the outside this time. This is a little different than what we've seen tonight. So Peyton Hubbard's going to be on the inside, and this is going to be big for Alex Healy. Alex Healy, if he gets a good start here, if he gets the outside of Peyton Hubbard, he can move his way up to P2, and that with a new truck tonight, I really don't know what to make of the sponsor on that car, but good for you, Alex Healy. That's exactly what it is. So he brought it back tonight. It's a sponsor.
What's the sponsor? Where do I see a sponsor?
I don't know, but it looks like we're going back to green. Jonah Colbert has control in the Geico restart zone, and Jonah Colbert's going to go out front. Alex Healy with a decent restart, but not going to be good enough to gain that second place as James Silvers and Alex Healy battle for third, and it's going to be really tight off the corner. Alex Healy not going to be able to gain that position as Jonah Colbert takes a 2-car length lead, and James Silvers just slide jobs it right in front of Alex Healy, and this is going to open the door for Taylor Peacock. And we're riding on the back of Jonah Colbert right now. As you see Peyton Hubbard not too far behind him, and right behind him you see James Silvers a few tenths back. And Jonah Colbert's going to lead him down the backstretch here at IRP.
Talk about having some fun. That is what our race leader is doing right now with Jonah Colbert. But talk about a view from that back car. You saw the battles there. You see it right behind Alex Healy as well there. And it's Healy. It is Peacock, Duranko, and then it's Wiggin and Kostritza there, I'm pretty sure, battling it out. It is not as I think it was, but now they have single filed it out yet again.
Yeah, and right now we're under green here at IRP, lap 83 out of 150. And these guys, I don't know if they have another pit stop or not, but we will see, because these guys definitely went in and topped off on fuel. We had a few guys go in on lap 77 and 78, but most of these guys, mainly all the entire field, pitted on lap 62. And another caution on the track because we got a pile up on the backstretch. I believe it was the 44 of Gary Jaworski. We're going to go from Daniel Worthington here. You see right there the 44, maybe with a little bit of contact. It's turned, and oh my goodness. Massive hit by Travis Twitty on the inside as we saw the 113 in the air. As we're going to see the 23 car, Fernando Takahashi, maybe a little bit of contact right there. But you see a lot of cars involved in that. The 29 hardened the inside wall. And I'm not really sure if there was contact, but it looked close at that. And we're going to see right there, that angle looks like there was definitely some contact. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
And kind of want to know how that felt in Travis Whitty's with that buck kicker that he has. I really want to know how that felt with that hit and that force feedback on that wheel.
Yeah, that is.
Here it is. That is some contact there, and then you see it's a
Oof.
chain reaction and Travis Twitty. Yikes.
Yeah, and people don't realize how hard those hits are too. Travis Twitty hit that inside wall at about 70 miles an hour, and if you think about driving down the interstate or the freeway and they have the big concrete walls, imagine hitting that at 70 miles an hour, and that does that's absolutely totaled your car. And these trucks are definitely they're definitely suitable for hits, but they can't take massive hits like Travis Twitty and Daniel Worthington did there. And it looks like the 113 and the 29 are both out of the race after taking massive hits.
And talk about, I got to bring it up. After, we saw the hit that Kyle Busch took the past week at Speed Weeks. Him hitting the wall and just the whiplash that he took. It's one of those cases where you don't realize how hard they hit until you watch the replay and watch in cars and you see it. And it's like, that hit a lot harder than people, anytime you watch racing, the camera does not do it justice.
Not at all.
You at home sit there and watch the race and it's like, oh, these cars aren't going fast. When you're at the track and you see it, it's like, yow. That's not a pretty sight.
If you think of it about like Alex Bowman last year at Texas, where he just backed into the wall, but he was out on concussion protocol for almost the rest of the year. These hits seem like they're nothing, but you feel every single hit when you're in that cockpit. And, Travis Twitty, who runs a butt kicker, it definitely does hurt. Like, and I could tell you with driving like force feedback wheels, the wheel will yank out of your hand sometimes when you hit the wheel. So or when you hit the wall, so it feels like the real thing. And sometimes it'll mess up your arms and your hands, and then you realize how close sim racing actually is to it. So it looks like we're going to be going back green here this next lap. Jonah Colbert again taking the outside. So we'll see how this does, or how this goes for him again, and see if those two tires are still working for that 31 machine.
Restarts are key. Consistency is key, and that's one thing that 31's been doing over the past 2 weeks, especially winning restarts. As pace car is in Geico restart zone out of turn number 4. Let's see how this 31 does it. We're going to go right in the middle of the restart zone, and look at the jump. He does it again. And again, I swear, that 31 machine setting the pace. It's fun to watch because it's a guessing game, and usually you lose if you are not Jonah Colbert.
Yeah, and Alex Healy, not a good start. Alan Duranco up into the wall after Taylor Peacock kind of slid it right underneath Alex Healy as they battle for that 4th position now. Alex Healy going to be able to get it, and here comes Sean Kastritza. Not really talked about him all night. He's made his way back up into that top 6, looking for the top 5 under Taylor Peacock. They're not going to be able to get it, but they're going to start single file out here. James Silvers makes his way back up into 3rd. Right behind them, we have Wes Wiggin in 8th. Tyler Evans running a great race tonight up in 9th. And Cody Anderson in 10th right now. So, a lot of these guys single filing out. We've had a few cautions, so I think these guys are, trying to get back into their momentum, get back into their groove. And at this point, we're sitting with how many laps to go? We're on lap 92, so almost less than 60 laps to go now. You've got to be close to the fuel window, if not, making it all the way. So, a lot of these guys, really have to be patient at this point. That's exactly what they're doing right now.
And the worst thing, especially at these tracks, we've seen it over the past 2 weeks. The worst feeling in the world is when you pit, and right after you pit, a caution flag comes out, because especially, short tracks like this and North Wilkesboro, you go a lap down and then the caution comes out. It's not like you get the pole back. Nope. You pretty much start mid-pack, so now it's one of those, these guys are probably soon hoping for a caution that they can just go in, top off on fuel, get tires, and run the rest of the race. But you see battles throughout here. That 9 machine still, that is Barrett Morton. Barrett Morton still trying to get by some cars here as he got by Drew Prowell there in that 80 machine. So Barrett Morton trying to work his way back up, but there is a few scratches on that car. Let's just go with scratches there.
Yeah, and we saw Barrett Morton get into the wall pretty hard earlier, and I think he went to the pits and fixed it up to make sure that car run as efficient as it can. And he's back up into the top 15. Not where he wanted to run tonight, but he can make the most out of it. So we got a battle for fifth now. Taylor Peacock and Sean Kastritz up in the front are side by side, and it looks like Taylor Peacock's going to be able to retain that position. And right behind them is still Alan Duranko, and right in front of them is Alex Healy. So a lot of these drivers in this kind of mid pack right here, all bunched up together. And your leaders, Jonah Colbert and Peyton Hubbard, ran the exact same lap time last lap. So Jonah Colbert has a five or half a second lead at that over Peyton Hubbard right now, as he's still leading out in front tonight. Still got a few good battles going on throughout the field right now. And again, it's just so hard to pass each other because really that main lane is the outside line. But we'll see if there will be any lead changes or any changes here for these top 5 positions, because these guys sure do not look like they're trying to give up anything right now.
Yeah, and it's great to see Sean Kastritz back in his comfort zone. We watched him last night. Him in a super late model was what? Probably only his 3rd time in the past few months running a super late model on dirt. So Sean Kastritz back at something he's a lot more comfortable with, and he's running right where he belongs, about in that top 10, top 5 window there. So Sean Kastritz, showing that asphalt is where it's at for that 46 machine, and he's closing in on that 81 of Taylor Peacock, which would be a top 5 for that 46.
I can tell you it'd be a lot better than me in a dirt late model. I guarantee you that. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
I think me and BJ want to see it.
No, you don't.
Look, we don't judge. Can't be worse than you can't be any worse than I am. That's for sure. But
it's like Peyton Hubbard and Jonah Colbert actually just caught the lap car of Travis Twitty, and that allowed Peyton Hubbard to reel back in Jonah Colbert. So he's back up close to him. And again, Jonah Colbert only took 2 tires. And I think a lot of drivers have to look at this, because if they have to make one more pit stop, if you're these drivers, do you even take tires on your next pit stop, or do you just do a splash and go? Especially because if they do have to have another pit stop, they probably don't have to take much fuel to make it to the end of the race. So strategy may play out to the end of this race. Who knows? Someone might be able to make it. Someone might not be able to make it. But at this point, I think that a lot of these people are just going to try to stay out front, and you have to pit as late as you can, because if you pit too early, you get caught a lap down, and that right there will be the end of your night, because you'd have to start all the way in the back, and we've seen how hard it is to pass.
I think, if the guys get tires, you cannot burn those tires up too early, because that is where the world of hurt comes into play. And say a guy like Colbert, we saw his pit strategy last week pay off for him there. Say Colbert goes and takes 4 tires there. If we get a caution and he goes, takes 4 tires, unlike everyone else, Jonah Colbert might still have a late race run in him with new tires compared to guys on old tires, but he would have to get through traffic there. As you see the 77 of Tyler Evans there, he's in 9th spot right now. He is up 5 spots. But talking about the guy in front of him there, that is the 88 of Wes Wiggin. He's up 20 spots in that 8th spot there. So he right now is your hard charger, as James Silver's up 17 spots into the podium on that 3rd spot. So again, big movers always show out, especially when it comes late in a race.
Yeah, and mad props to Wes Wiggin tonight. He's made his way up through a very competitive field at that, and it's not, like I said, I keep putting so much emphasis on it throughout the night. It is just so hard to pass here. I know fans out there watching are just like, please just go underneath them, go outside of them, and just wait till you get a run. You just can't. Like, if you let off too early, you're not going to be able to make up that much ground. As we see Taylor Peacock up in the wall, Sean Kastritz moves up into P5. Taylor Peacock, I think, just got a little bit too tight there off the corner, not able to rotate, and that 46 machine is now up in the top 5, and Alan Duranko not too far behind that 81.
And battles continues. Kastritz there in the 5th spot. Peacock in 6th. Duranko in 7th. Wes Wiggin right behind. And Wiggin closing in as well there on Alan Duranko. Duranko looking pretty sharp here tonight, as the tale of 3 separate racetracks in 3 straight weeks here. what, Kansas is a speedway, right?
Yeah, it's a 2 mile. No, what is? I think it's a half a mile, or yeah, half a mile and a half. But it runs almost like a 2 mile track like Michigan. But yes, it is a mile and a half. And then you go to North Wilkesboro, which is I don't even know if that's half a mile. And then you go to a 2/3 mile track here. So a lot of diversity in track selection. These guys definitely have a run for their money because they have to race at so many different tracks. And as we see here, I believe that is Fernando Takahashi under attack from Jeremy Vaughn, and that two truck to his outside. And man, that two truck looks good every single week. Love the design on that truck. You see him and Takahashi are side by side for that 16th place right now. Right behind them, Ed Osborne, who's lost a few positions tonight, looking to make his way back up to where he started. And right behind them, Brian Terry. We saw him almost a lap down earlier in this race, has made his way back up inside the top 20. Good run for him. And Cody Verrill rounding out the top 20 right now, just behind Brian Terry. As Takahashi and Iceman right now are battling it. Oh man, it looks like Jeremy's going to get up into the outside wall. And here comes Ed Osborne. He's going to look for that position. I believe that is P17. And he's going to be able to clear Jeremy there and actually make his way under Takahashi, which may not be good, but he's going to be able to clear his way back up in front of that two truck. Ed Osborne up to P17.
Tell you what, it's impressive to watch Fernando Takahashi. Remember, the past 2 weeks have not been weeks. It's weeks for him to forget. But, now you look back up front here, and that 99 machine of Peyton Hubbard, he is running consistent. He is closing in. As you look at the time comparisons there, last lap, it's every other lap, one is running faster than the other. So let's see if that trend continues here. But right now, Colbert and Hubbard, not much time separating those two here. As let's see this time. Going to be Colbert and actually Hubbard running quicker than Colbert yet again. So now it's coming into that pit window of when do you pit and do you pit, or is it going to be one of those you hope and pray for a caution later on that gives you an advantage. But remember the key of the thing, especially at short tracks, you pit late, especially on a caution, it could end up costing you not only a top 5, but a top 10 and the win if you're someone like Peyton Hubbard or Jonah Colbert.
Yeah, I think those fresher left side tires are definitely starting to come into play for Hubbard a little bit, as he was able to get a bigger run off the corners there for a little bit. But Jonah Colbert able to put some separation between him and that 99 machine, as now he's got a 3 car length lead. And, I think at this point, Jonah Colbert just does not want to see lap traffic. And he's got lap traffic. He's got, I believe, the 45 machine on the same straightaway as him right now. And then he has a big group of cars that are battling for 20th. So once these guys, start to really get up there, I think they could catch these lap cars within probably 20 laps. So if they do not have to pit, they may have to go through some lap cars. And we saw how it worked earlier. As we see Wes Wiggin, man, making his way up. And they were actually stacked up behind Sean Kastritza for a while. And as we see now, Wes Wiggin able to get by Sean Kastritza as he has lost some speed. And we got a caution on the track. I believe it's that 55 machine of George Gibbs, and I'm not sure what happened. He looked like he was just slow off the corner. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It looks like just stopped on the track, and yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, the only thing that I could think of is a malfunction with the computer. Something could have popped up and blacked out his screen for a second, and he was just trying to pull over and make sure that he did not wreck anyone. Yeah, we're just gonna speculate that is what happened.
Also, we saw a thing last night where, as you see, a lot of drivers on pit road there. Peyton Hubbard, as Jonah Colbert takes tires now. Peyton Hubbard, 9-second pit time here. So 2 tires for the 99, 4 fresh tires for the 31. So gonna be fun to watch now. Again, we see the battle of Colbert and Hubbard, one with 4 fresh tires, one with 2 fresh tires. And I think this is going to be your battle for the win. And I won't be surprised if there's some underdogs coming through as well.
Yeah, and Peyton Hubbard took notes from Jonah Colbert that last caution. This time the roles reversed. Jonah Colbert, I think, was starting to feel the wear on those 2 left sides. So I think in this position, Jonah Colbert had to take 4 tires. Peyton Hubbard, however, who has a little bit fresher left tires, went ahead and just took 2 right sides to gain that track position. And, looking at through the field, Cody Anderson up 16 positions now into 5th. He was the second driver to take 2 tires. And then Barrett Morton also taking 2 tires, who is now in 8th place. Everyone else took 4 tires, I think, other than Bobby Hall Jr., who's in 11th. So, a lot of guys trying to gain that track position, like I said. But, Jonah Colbert taking 2 tires earlier in the race. This time he had to take 4 if he wanted to, make it all the way, especially with almost 30 laps to go in the race. And, we didn't really see much difference in the tires last run, if any difference, until maybe the end once Jonah Colbert started to fall back a little bit. But, 30 laps to go right here. You're in first place with 2 fresh tires. Can't really complain.
Cannot complain at all. And
99 is taking the outside.
So now, like you said, roles are reversed, but think about this one as well here. Jonah Colbert, those last multiple freaking restarts, actually, not even just the last 2, but the last, heck, pretty much every one that he's done, Jonah Colbert's played the game of getting the jump. Now it's the role reversed here. Can Peyton Hubbard get the jump? Jonah Colbert going to try and see if he can still get the lead here on the start, but pace car is in, heading out of turn number 4 to the Geico restart zone. It is going to be Colbert. It's going to be Hubbard. Restart in 3, 2, and go. There goes Jonah Colbert and Peyton Hubbard. This time Hubbard, though, he's going to get the good start here on Colbert.
Yeah, and Hubbard's going to fall into first. Jonah Colbert's going to fall into second, but look at that. Alex Healy makes his way up into 3rd place in front of James Silvers. James Silvers was not able to pull in front of the 97 that time by, and Taylor Peacock rounding out your top 5. The first battle going back here to P8, I believe that is. Sean Kaiser was trying to make a move there under Westwick and not going to be able to do it. And here comes Cody Anderson underneath him, and Bobby Hall Jr. back up into the top 10, taking 2 tires at last stop as we get another caution on the backstretch here at IRP. It's like the 45 machine was around. I saw the 77 up in the wall, but I think I saw the 45 go around. So, actually right there, David Brackett, big hit, the 8 car around. There were a lot of different wrecks. I think I saw the 45 go around, but right there was the main one. David Brackett getting loose off of turn 2. Cody Verrill got loose. There were 2 drivers getting loose and both spinning, but David Brackett takes the worst of it. He takes a massive hit. You're going to see Cody Verrill right here. Going to get loose right there. It's just going to spin. As you see the 38 spin hit the wall. Cody Verrill, a little tap, but that should not be too much for that machine. And David Brackett also driving away from the incident. But that happens, really trying to overdrive this car. It's actually just so tight that sometimes it just becomes too loose, and that car will just go around on you, just like that.
Mikey, I don't like how hectic this Monday night's been.
Well,
but how they say, that's just short track racing there, bud.
it is. Everyone wrecks. It happens, and sometimes sometimes the track just gets the best of you. But other than that, though, it's been a solid race out front. Peyton Hubbard and Jonah Colbert have really just been the 2 cars in command And Barrett Morton, the other car that was really fast tonight, is up to P6 after sustaining a good amount of damage on that right side. So taking 2 tires has helped that 9 machine. But Alex Healy has been top 5 the entire race. What a great run for that 97 machine tonight. Big confidence booster for him. And then James Silvers, who made his way through the field to be in the top 5 tonight. Taylor Peacock's been here all night. A lot of these guys, are just having great runs tonight. And, this is a great track to, start some momentum on. And, I don't really know how to, explain it as a driver, but the second you get a top 5 finish, you just feel like you could finish there every single week. And, it really sticks in the back of your head no matter where you go. And at least when I'm out in the Cup Series driving, I had 2 top 5 finishes, and ever since then, I've had 3 more top 5 finishes. So it really does help you. And I think Alex Healy, James Silvers, Taylor Peacock, even if you're in the top 10, Wes Wiggins, Sean Kaiser, they can take a lot of positives from this race, take some good points, make their way through the field. A lot of these guys are in the top 10 are going to be able to make their way into the playoffs off of points, whether they have a win or not. So, a lot of these guys are getting ready for the playoffs as they're coming up in 5-6 weeks. So, this is definitely a good track to get some momentum out. Gotcha. Peyton Hubbard, the leader. Jonah Colbert, second. James Silver's now on the outside in P3. Alex Healy, fourth. Barrett Morton's going to be in fifth. Or Barrett Morton's actually going to be in sixth. And underneath him is going to be Taylor Peacock and Sean Kaiser and Wes Wiggin are going to make up the row behind them. Alan Duranco and Bobby Hall Jr. in that fifth row. As here we go, Alex. Another restart in the Geico restart zone.
So pace car is in. It's Hubbard. It's Colbert. Let's see how the restart game goes. Geico restart zone. Green flag back out. And it's Peyton Hubbard. He's going to lead him into turn 1 and 2 there. But Jonah Colbert, he timed that one a little bit better there because he is right on the back bumper of that 99.
Yeah, makes his way into second. Very tight between the top 3 right now as they are on bumper to bumper to bumper. Barrett Morton clears himself into fifth. Taylor Peacock is going to slide job Sean Kaiser there at the top of the screen. Sean Kaiser with the crossover. Oh, Taylor Peacock in the wall hard. And let's see, don't wreck, boys. And they're wrecking big into turn 1. Tyler Evans involved, and they're still wrecking. Oh, no, Cody Verrill into the outside wall hard. The 81 upside down, the 17 involved. And that is the big one at IRP.
Deep breath.
All started with the 81 of Taylor Peacock. And we see the 67 also going around there on the front stretch. I think he was the first car to wreck, but no cars coming behind them. So right here, we're going to see Sean Kastritza. And right there, Taylor Peacock, Sean Kaiser already made contact. And one car was out of control. I think it was Ed Osborne. And you see right there, everyone just stacks in. And really what that was that Taylor Peacock really drove it in hard on the outside. He was trying to carry so much momentum, and you can't really see the track surface, but there's just marbles up against the wall and half the lane down. He gets up into those marbles right there, which are above that top seam. That car is just going to come right around into the Sean Kaiser. What a freaking save there by Sean Kaiser, man. I don't know how he did not go head first in the outside wall. Unbelievable save by that 24 machine, but at 81 not able to save it, as it looked like, I think it was Bobby Hall in the 77. I believe they had also made contact trying to avoid the wreck, and that sent Bobby Hall into the 81, and then Calamity Corner. Everyone was wrecking after that. Really quickly, if our producer, we're on the back of the truck here, Peyton Hubbard, going into the corner, you can kind of see, groupings of black dots on the top of the track. And you can see it really good here. You can kind of see the marbles up there. There it is. And if you get up into that stuff, there's no grip, absolutely none. And through the center of the corner, there's going to be very few of those marbles. But because a lot of trucks kind of run up there, and you can see as the further you get down the track, there's absolutely none of them. whenever you go off the corner, only those marbles will increase up against the wall. So like there'll be more and more of them, which means less and less grip. And Taylor Peacock, I think, put his truck in a place where no other truck had really been tonight, and that's why he lost that car. Really trying to turn it hard off the corner with no grip. Those two factors combined together never work out well, and we see a massive wreck there as other cars getting involved who could not check up in time to avoid the wrecking 81 truck. But out of all this, Peyton Hubbard's still in first, Jonah Colbert in second, James Silver's still in P3. He's going to be able to start on the inside, though, this time, as Alex Healy is going to have the advantage of the outside lane again. Barrett Morton's going to be starting P5. Sean Kaiser in sixth. Wes Wiggins still slowly making his way up, but up 21 positions in seventh place. Alan Duranco in eighth. Sean Kastritza in ninth. And look at Ed Osborne sneaking his way into the top 10 tonight. Pace car coming to the start-finish line. Peyton Hubbard's going to take that outside line again. So, it's going to be interesting. But that outside line has worked way better than that inside line all night. So, let's see if we can go all the way green here for these last 15 laps or so.
Let's do it. So, Hubbard, Colbert. Pace car in. Mikey, I guess you know my favorite thing. It's a Geico restart zone, especially with these two up front. It's always fun to watch. But here we go out of turn number 4 into that Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Yes, BJ Duval, my other favorite thing is tires. But there we go. And talk about one of the best restarts. That 31 machine of Jonah Colbert, he stayed with him there.
And another great start also for James Silvers in the row behind them as he's cleared for third again. And this is where Jonah Colbert's going to have to be smart. 14 laps to go under green. And, this is where he's going to have to be smart. You're going to have to get up to that 99 machine. You have a little bit fresher left side tires. You're going to have a little bit more grip off the corner, but how much? You can't overdrive the corner. You got to wait for that 99 machine to make a mistake. But Peyton Hubbard does not make a lot of mistakes. So Jonah Colbert's going to have to force him to make a mistake here.
So Hubbard, Colbert, Silvers. Talk about big runs. Silvers 17, Kaiser in 5th. He's up 19. Wes Wiggin, he's in 8th. He's up 20. And Drew Prowl, he is up 16 in 10th. So some big double-digit movers within your top 10. Cody Verrill, he's up 13. He's in 12th. Those are your big movers so far, as well as Fernando Takahashi in the 18th spot. And again, a good regroup night so far for Takahashi. He just needs to stay on the lead lap here and end this race in one fair shape, and he will be in a good regroup night after the past 2 weeks.
Unfortunately, Takahashi actually was just in 12th place and just went around in turn 4. So Takahashi actually fell back to 18th as he is the last car right now on the lead lap, I believe. So, kind of unfortunate for him as he was having a great run tonight. But as we go back up here to the front, look at James Silvers, man, really making that middle lane work as he's actually catching up to Jonah Colbert now. And, I'm really wondering, because that 99 machine is pulling away. I really wonder if, taking 2 tires early is better on these short runs because, those are a little bit worn, but your right side tires are still cool. So it kind of corrects like the understeer, or maybe it makes the car turn. It probably makes the car turn a little bit better since you have a little bit fresh tires, and the right rear, once it's a little more fresh, you can really get the rear end of the car to stick out more than you want. So I think those 2 tires are really working for that 99 car as he has almost a 7/10 lead over Jonah Colbert and James Silvers.
Yeah, and that, or I'm intrigued to see, does Jonah Colbert, is he saving tires? Does he not want to push it too early here and burn those tires up? But right now he is he's losing ground. He is losing ground, but now you see he's right there, and so is Silvers here. So now it's going to be fun to watch these two. As is this battle going to be a 2-car battle? There is a 4-car contact a little bit there. That's a 9 of Barrett Morton, the 97 of Healy, the 4 machine of Duranco, Wes Wiggin there as well. So some battles throughout the top 10 here. Barrett Morton has had the tail of anyone tonight with a lot of contact and still within the top 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sean Kaiser got into the back of someone. It might have been Barrett Morton, just kind of got him a little bit loose, but it moved himself up to fourth. So, out of all that, bump and run, keep moving on with your day. Done a great job. Moved up into the top five. Is that 24 machine? And Alex Healy still in fifth, as right now there is a massive line behind them, which includes Alan DeRonco right there underneath Barrett Morton. You got Wes Wiggin, Ed Osborne, Sean Kastritza, Andrew Prohl, all waiting for these guys to make a mistake. And you see Alan DeRonco not able to pull off the move there, as this is the battle for sixth place. Wes Wiggin not too far behind them, as we're at 5 laps to go. And it still looks like this is Peyton Hubbard's race to lose, as he has almost 8/10ths lead now over the 31. They are catching a lap car of Travis Twitty, as we've seen, as he's been a little bit harder to pass tonight. With a little bit of damage, though. Let's see how easy 99 can make it past the 29. Few lap cars, that is. See, Travis Twitty's going to pull down to the bottom, let the leaders go by, which is not what Jonah Colbert wanted to see. Jonah Colbert wanted to see him rough up the leader a little bit. But, yeah, this is all Peyton Hubbard now, as he has a 9/10 gap over the 31 machine and has almost a second and a half over the 33 machine of James Silvers.
It's not over till that lady sings, and I'm on call, so you never know. There might be a real record up my sleeve here. A little bit more interesting, but we'll find out, because Peyton Hubbard, he's going down the back chute and into turn 3 and 4. I don't think green white checkered is in the forecast for tonight, because the white flag is out for the 99 machine of Peyton Hubbard. Hubbard and Colbert have made it interesting. Here comes Colbert, though. He's going to try and make a late race push, but I don't think it's enough here, as there goes that 99 machine of Hubbard down the back chute into turn 3 and 4. The 99 machine, Peyton Hubbard. He is going to ruin Jonah Colbert's drive for 3 there, as Peyton Hubbard wins here at IRP. Jonah Colbert second. It's James Silvers in third. Sean Kaiser, hard charger, he's in fourth. Alex Healy, your top 5. So talk about some impressive driving there, with Silvers plus 17 into third spot and Kaiser plus 20 into fourth. Another plus 20 was Wes Wiggin. He finishes 8th. So a lot of big movers yet again. Fernando Takahashi finishes 18th, and like we said, good run for him. A regroup after not finishing the past 2 weeks on the right foot. So that is a good step in the right direction there for Fernando Takahashi. But here come the finishing results. So Peyton Hubbard, he's going to take home the win. Jonah Colbert in second, James Silvers third, Sean Kaiser in fourth, Alex Healy fifth, Barrett Morton in the 6th spot, Alan DeRonco 7th, Wes Wiggin in the 8th spot, Ed Osborne 9th, Sean Kastritza rounds out the top 10. Then it's Drew Prowl in the 11th spot, Cody Verrill 12th, Brian Terry in 13th, Bobby Hall Jr. 14th, and Dustin Reinsettle. That is your top 15.
And Jeremy Vaughn, Iceman, is going to finish 16th. 17th is going to go to Tyler Evans. Behind them is going to be Fernando Takahashi, David Brackett, and then Cody Anderson rounding out your top 20. And as we go down the board here, we're going to see 21st is going to be Michael Cole. 22nd is going to go to George Gibbs. Travis Twitty in 23rd. 24th is going to go to Charlie Mays. Taylor Peacock is going to finish 25th. 26th is going to go to Daniel Worthington. Ron Morris Jr. is going to finish 27th. Gary Jazorski is going to finish 28th. Ronnie Shirk is going to be 29th tonight, rounding out your field.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to step aside real quick as we head down to victory lane. So we will step aside a commercial break, and we will be back with your podium finishers. Hope we're back. We're back here at IRP, and we're going to head down to victory lane. We're starting with the winner, correct? Third place. We're going to start with third place. That's the 33 of James Silvers. And waiting to catch a word. There's that 33 machine. James, talk about a great run here. A plus 17 spots with that 33 machine to finish on the podium here tonight. And then a short track. There comes with some cautions. There comes with some drama. But man, that 33 looked sharp here tonight.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we kind of had some drivers fall through at the last minute. We had a whole team put together for this season and had a few people back out on us. So I own the charter, so they were I'm allowed to run 2 truck races. That would be my final truck race this season. So, but I had to come in because I know this is the last short track before they go to the playoffs, and I love short tracks, as you can tell. I mean, 17 positions didn't really feel too much like there today. It's just kind of like a Sunday drive.
And pit strategy we talked about was a factor for some of these guys here. When that caution came out, that last pit strategy, what was going through your mind when you had to go on pit road? Was it going to be tires? Was it just going to be fuel? Was there any question of what it was going to be?
Yeah, well, I knew I was going to get tires and get some gas, but I was going to go for 4 because we ran a few laps. We run about like 30-something laps in the green, so I thought, trying to get 4 tires would probably help out right there. But they ended up taking 2 tires. Earlier in the race, the 31 took 2 tires, and he held his own pretty good. And then right there at the late stages, the 99 took 2 tires. I just talked to the 31. He tried to put 2 tires on, but they ended up putting 4 on, so 2 tires was the way to go tonight, but, congratulations to Hubbard and Colbert for finishing first and second and giving me some good room, and shout out to Alex Ely, too. He gave me a lot of room tonight, too.
We see you got a lot of sponsors on that 33 machine, so take some time and thank them here for all their support this season.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out y'all for putting on the broadcast. Y'all do an amazing job every week. I'd like to shout out my girlfriend, Shelby. I love you, baby. I'd like to shout out all the sponsors that keep everything going at Cornerstone and Weaponized Motorsports. W Energy. If you use the code Cornerstone at WGG, you get 10% off of your whole purchase. Function Junction Smoke Shop, Mountain View Detailing, Area Professionals at WNC, Team Goon Squad, Brent Keith at BK Paints, Rocky Boyd, and Will Weber for making his paints, and everybody at Cornerstone and Weaponized.
Well, that is your third place finisher here tonight, the 33 of James Silvers.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
And now Mikey Neal is catching up with our second place finisher on a third straight top 2 or win. That is the 31 of Jonah Colbert.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
What's up, Jonah? We saw you out front a lot tonight, especially in the top 2 positions mainly. We saw you take 2 tires earlier in the race, really worked out for you. And, this time, or your last pit stop, we saw you go in and take 4. Talk about that, because, I was expecting you to take 2 tires there, keep up that track position. But we saw the 99 end up taking 2 tires and you taking 4.
I got iRacing. I selected 2 tires, but apparently since I did it while I was entering pit road, it didn't take or something. I don't know. But it decided to change 4 instead of 2 because 2 tires was absolutely faster because the truck was tight in the center and on 4 tires and with the temperature going down. So I found out earlier in the race if you take 2, it actually would help it rotate in the center of the corner. And my plan was to take 2 on that last restop, and it just it didn't work out. And Peyton got it, but I gave him hell on those restarts. I did everything I could. It just I couldn't get it to turn. So.
Gotcha. Now, how important was track position tonight?
It was very important. Dirty air played a role with how tight the center was, but also just because it's so hard to pass here, especially when you factor in the way people were entering the corners way too low. Like people were driving you down onto the apron, so you were having to go down on the flat part of the track to try to pass people, which is weird because typically you want to run the 2 high lanes side by side, and the high side gets to run off the corner. I don't know. It was a really weird race. But yeah, track position, super important. Couldn't really pass unless you had really fresh tires or something.
All right. You got those fine sponsors, teammates. Anything else to think?
Shout out to JC Motorsports. You guys brought it home. I think got a couple top 10s out of it tonight. Barabbas Homeless Outreach. Check us out on Facebook. Barabbas Outreach. We do charity for homeless here in Oklahoma City. So yeah, use some donations, clothing, stuff like that. No money, so appreciate it.
All right, that is your second place finisher tonight, Jonah Colbert. And I believe Alex is caught up with our winner of Peyton Hubbard in his 99 truck.
There we go. Coming home with the win, the 99 of Peyton Hubbard. And Peyton, a few good runs the past few weeks. This week, you get the job done and take home the win. And so close to playoff time here. Wins come pivotal, and you take the win here at IRP.
Yeah, this was I hadn't really ran too many laps on this track before today. And you know, once we kind of found the line, it was just trying to hit your marks. I know that me and Jonah and even Silvers, we were so close in pace that without somebody making a mistake, I don't think there was any pass that was going to happen. So it was just kind of just hit your marks and hope for some luck, which it looks like we ended up getting a little bit at the end.
And you know, with playoffs coming in a matter of, I think, 3 more regular season races, playoff time here. What's now with the win here? What's the plan here? Are we going to try and get more points, or are we just going to try and, you know, keep it consistent going into the playoff time?
For right now, I know, you know, with next weekend being Watkins Glen, that's one of my best tracks. I know last season I had some good luck there. You know, was on the pole and was really close to trying to hold off Keith last season. I made a mistake and came home in third. So at this point, I think I'm just kind of looking to see how many wins I can get going into, you know, the playoffs, since points aren't too big of an issue now, since, you know, I don't have to worry about getting in on points. I'm already locked in. So we're just going to kind of keep the same game plan and see if we can knock some more of these off.
Well, we see a lot of sponsors on that 99, and we know a lot of teammates helping that 99 machine as well. So take some time and thank all of them for helping you park it here in Victory Lane tonight.
Yeah, man. You know, thinking of Steve, you know, I have the World of Thunder logo on the hood tonight. You know, Keith Hackney did a really good job being the crew chief tonight. He helped a lot. He was in there. You know, shout out to Sean. He ran a hell of a race too. But I'd like to thank Race EPI. You know, Elite Industries, NLR. You know, our whole team over there. It's a small group of guys, a lot of dirt guys. So you know, me being the asphalt guy, I can still learn a lot from them. And Smith and Company Custom Homes and Clean Duct. I like to thank all those guys. Thank you.
Well, that is your winner here tonight, the 99 of Peyton Hubbard.
Thank you, guys.
And Mikey, now wrapping things up here. Round 11's done. Now we have Watkins Glen next week, Nashville Super Speedway, and then we end at Daytona before the playoffs start at Darlington. So 3 more races before the playoffs here. A lot can change in a matter of those 3 races here. A lot of standings, a lot of playoff drivers could either lock themselves in or get booted out off the bubble in those 3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 3 completely different tracks. We have a road course. We have a concrete track that is just a little bit less than 1.5 miles. And then we got the beast herself, Daytona, 2.5 miles around that big sucker, man. Like, I can't even explain to you how nerve-wracking Daytona is for the playoffs. Everyone wants to get that win going into the playoffs. Nothing like winning at Daytona. So these guys have a lot of important races coming up, a lot of chances to, you know, jump positions. And not only that, the driver standings right now for the truck series are getting pretty tight for that top 16 kind of position. So we have a lot of drivers that are separated by only a few points right now from in and out of the playoffs. So these drivers have a lot to work for these next 3 weeks. It's going to be a long next 3 weeks, but at this point, they just got to push through it, make it to the end, keep their cars clean, do the best they can.
2 of my favorite ones, Daytona, the final race of the regular season, Talladega, week number 2, round number 1, it says there, of the playoffs at Talladega. 2 racetracks that you never know what can happen. But ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, Xfinity cars back in action. They will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and then the Cup cars will be on Wednesday night at Charlotte. Next week, Watkins Glen. For all 3 cars, for Mikey Neal, BJ Duvall behind the producer chair. For everyone at Ultimate Dirt TV, the Bluegrass iRacing League, I am Alex Robinson saying good night, God bless, and we will see you tomorrow night.